Hey, Mr. Murdoch. So, I'm gonna show you. Pretty much, I'm gonna share my screen and pretty much explain to you exactly what I do and why it's really important for your business, the benefits you're gonna get out of this, and first off, I'm gonna show you here my LinkedIn, and you can look me up on LinkedIn. My name is Joel Ifosa. I work at JP Morgan during the day, and I do SEO consulting at night. Um, Pretty much SEO consulting is a passion of mine. So SEO stands for search engine optimization, meaning the search engines like Google need to understand what your website is about before it knows where to place you. So right now, if we were to search Murdoch Asbestos CT, your website comes up number two. So it knows your brand name, your company name, and it knows what service you provide. But if you see here the search volume, this is a plugin I have that shows how much do people search for a specific term. No one's searching for your brand name, and your service, because maybe your brand doesn't have enough visibility. So I'm going to give you another example here. So if we search asbestos removal in CT, you're going to see here the volume is going to increase. Now it's at 400 searches a month for this specific phrase. And if we go down the page, you're going to see ads. Because I'm in Fairfield County, you're going to see my listing here in the maps. And then if we go down, you're going to see a few other websites. I don't know what page you fall on for this specific keyword, but that's what I would do. I would help you with this. I just need to do some more research. So I have a tool here that I pay for that's called Ahrefs, and it shows me pretty much, it diagnoses the back end of your website. It tells me everything going on. So if you can see here, it says organic keywords. So these are the keywords right now that your website's being picked up for. So it looks like, I have to come back to this. Let's see. So I'm just going to show you something real quick to try to keep this in easy terms for you to understand. Pretty much your website is on page 3, I think you told me before. But if you look into what Google has to say about search, they say people don't go beyond page 1 90% of the time, and 10% of the time people don't go beyond page 2. So what I would do for you specifically is, let's say this phrase, this is what you want to rank for. When I say rank, I mean get on page 2, get on page 1, just pretty much get above your competitors. If you want to rank for this keyword, there's a science behind what I have to do. I would have to go in and I would have to pretty much, here, I'm just going to put in your website again. So it's showing me all the data here. So I'd have to look at the backlinks, at the referring domains, all this stuff you probably don't really care about, but pretty much the metrics here are extremely low, and that's what's keeping you from being on page 2 or page 1. And then I would also look at the competitors. So I do competitor analysis. I'll look at your number one competitor for this keyword and pretty much see what they're doing and mimic that. So, I'm sure, being on page 1 for this term could do a lot for your business. Another thing here is the website. So I checked out your website, and there's another aspect to SEO called on-page SEO, which means what you do on the page so the search engine can understand. So I see the first problem here is that the images here are generic text. So when Google crawls your site. Crawling meaning they go to your site and they scan, they read the pictures and they read the words to understand what it's about. It has no clue what this means, so it can't see this picture. It has no clue, no understanding of this picture. And then here it'll just read about your website, and Google recommends you have at least 1,000 words on each page so it can clearly get a picture of what you provide and where they can index you, put you on the search engine for a specific term. So this is really good, but I want to propose something a little more to you. I was thinking maybe it's time for a website redesign, and I also do web design as well. There's no call to action, meaning there's no button when your customers come here. They have to manually, click the numbers, or type in the numbers, I mean. So it's hard for your website to convert, but I can promise you, if let's say we were to change it to a website like this, for instance, and if you see here at the very top, at the home screen, there's a call to action. You see this button? This button here will click and guide the user to do something. And then the phone number is also clickable. So if you're interested, I highly suggest we invest in your website so we can compete with your competitors. So I can go into detail specifically of what I would provide for you on your website. And that's if you're interested. I'm going to tell you here in a second which a couple options, packages I offer. But I just want to tell you one last thing. So working with me is extremely beneficial because as a consultant, my time is completely dedicated to the growth of your online presence. And if your online presence increases, what happens is you will see a return on investment. We see that through metrics here. Unlike home advisors, once you stop paying for it, they cut everything off, no more traffic. Here, when I do this SEO and I do all this crazy tactics on your website, what happens is over time, it's going to count more. You're going to continue to get the traffic. So when we're done with the campaign, once we're done with the campaign, you will continue to receive the traffic. So usually campaigns are about a year. So think of it as you're hiring a marketing specialist, a marketing consultant for your business for a year. So I'm going to tell you which packages I offer. And you can just tell me, what you feel comfortable with. And there's also no commitment. So you can back out at any time. But I'm going to stress this. SEO takes time. If I do the work today, it counts tomorrow, if you understand that concept. So just because I do exactly what your competitors have, I do more, we're doing all this stuff to show Google what the website's about. Google, because it searches millions of websites a day, it's going to take, I would say, 3 months at the minimum. You have to give it 3 months to move from, page 3 to 2, from 2 to 1. It takes time, but I can promise you it's worth it long term because this is an investment. You're not paying for any advertising here. So the first package I offer, which I consider aggressive for SEO, is $2,500 a month. And if you're interested in that, I'll outline it specifically in a proposal what I would do, what I would do through that month. I also highly suggest a new website redesign, and I would offer that at $5,000 one time, and that's package number one. Number two is more moderate, and that's $1,700 a month, in a website redesign for $3,000 one time. And the reason the cost of the website vary are based on the number of pages and how much work I would do on the website. Package number three is, I call it progressive, and that's at about $1,000 a month, and a website redesign for 3,000. And package number four, this is something I offer for small businesses that can't afford the SEO, but I mentioned to you earlier about the GMB. GMB stands for Google My Business. So when you search a keyword, a service based keyword, you'll see a map here. And this is called the map pack. And this is called Google My Business, this listing here. So what happens is this also needs to be optimized for the search engine to understand what your company is about. So as you can see here, I'm searching here. I'm gonna scroll down and see if I can find your business on the first page. So yeah, so for this keyword, I think I told you this is by proximity. Businesses that are optimized, when I say optimized, I mean you describe your business in depth in 1,000 words per page, what the business and service is about. They show up more relevant in Google's eyes for the search term the consumer is looking for. I'm probably confusing with all these terms, but I can't stress enough the SEO and the website redesign would revolutionize your business, because I was looking down here at the completed projects you've done, and I'm very impressed. And I truly believe you'll be able to attract more business and sustain your business online if we make this all look better, so much better. So yeah, please let me know what you're interested in. I'm gonna also include it in the email, which package, what you want to do. Remember, there's no commitment, so I'm not binding you to a contract, but we will have an agreement. So yeah, we'll talk soon. You can always text me. You have my number. All right, thank you.